All right, let's dive into one of the biggest challenges in security today, cyber attacks that are driven by AI. We're going to break down a really insightful new report by Bob Slovic at Virtualization Options LLC to map out a defense plan for an enemy that can literally think. Let's get right into it. So let's just start with this question. I want you to really think about it. Forget about the old, static viruses of the past. Imagine a cyber attack that isn't just a piece of code, but an intelligent opponent. One that watches how you defend yourself, learns from it, and changes its tactics on the fly to find the path of least resistance right into your network.
Well, here's the scary part. This is not science fiction. The deep dive from Virtualization Options confirms that this is our reality right now. The age of intelligent threats is officially here. And you know what? Our traditional security playbooks are quickly becoming obsolete.
So how in the world do you fight back against that? Well, first things first, you have to understand the enemy. We need to break down what makes this new breed of threat so fundamentally different, and honestly, so much more dangerous. You see, AI is being weaponized in some pretty incredible ways. You've got malware that can literally rewrite its own code to stay hidden. Then there are deepfakes, creating these hyper-realistic videos and audio clips for social engineering. Phishing attacks aren't just generic spam anymore. They're incredibly personal, highly convincing, and designed to slip right past your filters. And maybe the most alarming of all, AI can now automate the process of finding and weaponizing brand new software flaws.
And that last one, that leads us to the dreaded zero-day exploit. This is an attack on a security hole that the good guys, the developers, don't even know exists yet. Finding one of these used to take a ton of skill and a whole lot of time. But now, AI is automating the hunt, shrinking the time from discovery to full-blown attack from months down to just a few hours.
Okay, so the threat is intelligent, it's fast. But what does that actually mean for a business, for your organization? Let's take a look at the real-world consequences here.
The damage from one of these attacks, it's not just one thing. It's like a triple punch. First, you've got the immediate financial hit from the breach itself. Then the operational chaos kicks in, critical systems grind to a halt. But you know the damage that lasts the longest? It's the hit to your reputation. Once that trust with your customers is broken, it is incredibly hard to earn back. So where are these AI attackers finding an open door? Well, the report from Slovak shows it's usually not one single thing. It's often this perfect storm of vulnerabilities, a mix of human and technical gaps. You've got an untrained workforce, security tools that are years out of date, and systems that just weren't designed for this kind of threat. It's a recipe for disaster. And this is the key question, isn't it? If the attacker can think, learn, and adapt, then our defenses have to be able to do the exact same thing. And that requires a complete shift in how we approach security from the ground up. Which brings us to the absolute core of the report, a new defense playbook. And let me be clear, this isn't about buying some magical new piece of software. It's a whole strategic framework for how to prepare for, fight back against, and ultimately endure these attacks. This slide just nails the mindset shift we all need to make. The old way of thinking was like a castle with a moat. Once you're inside the walls, you're trusted, you can go anywhere. The new zero trust model, it assumes the attackers are already inside. It's like having a security guard checking your ID at every single door inside the castle. No one gets a free pass. The core principle here is really simple. Never trust, always verify. Every single time someone or something tries to access a resource, it has to prove who it is. Every single time. It doesn't matter if it's coming from inside or outside the network. This approach dramatically limits an attacker's ability to move around if they do manage to get a foothold.
So, the playbook starts with building a rock-solid foundation. First, you implement that zero-trust model. Then, you apply what's called the principle of least privilege. That just means people only get access to the absolute bare minimum they need to do their job. Why? Because it shrinks the blast radius if an account gets compromised. Then, you harden your systems and you layer your security. That's defense in depth, so if one control fails, another one is right there to catch it. Next, security can't be an afterthought. It has to be built in from day one. There's this concept called shifting left, which basically means you're thinking about security at the very beginning of the development process, not trying to bolt it on at the end. That means securing your software supply chain from the get-go and automating your patching, so those security holes get fixed before an attacker can even find them. Now, this is where things get really interesting. This is where we turn the tables. You can't fight an intelligent AI attacker with a static, predictable defense. You have to fight fire with fire. And that means using your own AI to detect threats in real time.
using machine learning to analyze data and predict where the next attack might come from, and automating your response so you can react at machine speed.
But here's the thing, all this amazing technology, it's not the whole story. The report makes it crystal clear that your most powerful, most adaptive defense, it's not a piece of software, it's your people.
Building a human firewall isn't about a boring annual training video. Now, it's about creating a genuine culture of security, an environment of constant awareness, where people feel empowered and actually responsible for reporting anything suspicious, and they can do it without any fear of being blamed.
This quote from Bob Slovik's report just says it all, perfectly. Technology can be bypassed, systems can fail, but a team that is truly security conscious, that is a dynamic defense that can adapt in ways technology just can't.
And finally, the playbook is really emphatic about this. This is not a project with an end date. You don't just do cybersecurity and then you're done. In the age of AI attacks, defense has to be a continuous, ongoing process of improvement.
This means you've got to build this constant cycle of improvement right into your organization's DNA. You have to regularly test your defenses with drills and simulations. You need to be actively hunting for threats, not just waiting for an alarm to go off. You've got to collaborate with others in your industry to share intelligence. And then, you take everything you learn and you use it to constantly adapt and evolve your strategy.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this entire report. In this new landscape, perfection is impossible. You are not going to prevent 100% of attacks. So the new goal is resilience. It's about your ability to take a punch, to adapt on the fly, respond effectively, and most importantly, keep your critical operations running no matter what.
So I'll leave you with this. The question is no longer about which firewall you have or what antivirus you're running. The real question is this: have you built a defense, and more importantly, a culture that's prepared for an attacker that thinks? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.